All right, welcome to Right On with John Crane. I am here in the shop. Good to see you guys. And lately, I have been making some bags here in the shop. I've been wanting to make some product that I can put up on my website and sell some things out of the shop. And this is one of the things I chose to make to sell here. And this is like a Dopp kit utility type bag here. And I really like these bags, you know, not just for like a toiletry type bag or shave kit. You can put all kinds of stuff in here. Tools and, you know, whatever have you. Climbing gear, music gear, that type of thing. So what I wanted to do today was to give you a tutorial on how to make this bag exactly. I'll give you all the details, the dimensions, how to do it. You know, you're not going to have to trace down some PDF for the dimensions or something on some website. I'm going to give you all the information. You want to make this bag at home, you can make this bag. And I think it's such a cool thing in this country, and I think people around the world, there's a resurgence of people making things at home, crafting things, you know, wrestling with designs and ideas. And you know, you can find in your local community people that are selling some really cool stuff. And, you know, it's a far cry, I think, from, you know, 30 so years ago. I remember, you know, like my high school, they started selling off all the shop equipment, that type of thing. You know, people weren't getting their hands dirty anymore, making anything. They were, you know, selling off all the tools, not offering those kinds of programs to kids. And nowadays, I think there's a resurgence of that people are hungry to get their hands dirty. You know, they want to make things. And I think, you know, maybe partly due to, you know, us being tied to our phones and the internet and computers, that we just want something tangible and real, you know, that we can sink our hands onto, make something, you know, and feel satisfied, you know, with crafting something that you can actually touch with your hands here. And, you know, it is such type of a meditation that just feels really good to get in the shop, do some work. And, you know, if you want, you can make something like this and you can sell it. I just think it's a super cool thing to do. So without further ado, let's dig in. I want to give you this tutorial, show you how I make this bag here. And so let's get busy. All right, right on. Okay, just a quick overview of the bag here. I'm making this bag here out of several different materials: leather, canvas. This one's out of a vintage Hudson Bay wool blanket here, right? And the canvas that I'm using here, I'm using all heavy-duty Sunbrella canvas. And if you guys have ever used Sunbrella or looked into that, you can know that that's really nice heavy-duty canvas, and it's great for these bags here, right? Oh, this one I got stuffed with some paper, getting ready for shipping out there, right? Here's a nice leather one, lining this here with some wool blanket there as well. But dimensions on this bag are roughly 10 inches long, 5 inches wide, and about 4.5 inches tall here. Makes a real nice bag for all types of things that you can put in there. All right, here are the 2 rolls of fabric here that I'm going to be using today. The colors I chose is the blue and the green. I'm going to put the blue on the outside and the green on the inside. Now this is this heavy-duty Sunbrella marine grade canvas. This is used on boats and awnings. It's weatherproof, waterproof, all that kind of stuff. Just great stuff here to use for this bag. I really like it. It makes a nice tough bag. And this is a synthetic type of material. So what I'm going to be using to be cutting this is a hot knife. And the hot knife is great because it seals the edges as you cut the fabric. And that keeps it from fraying and unraveling and that type of thing, and just makes a real nice durable product there. So to cut this, what I have down here on the table is a 16 gauge piece of sheet metal here. And that is great for cutting on top of with the hot knife. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, here is the hot knife that I am using. And this is just a tip that I have inserted into an old soldering gun here, right? This gun's probably from like 1950 or something there. But I bought this tip here. I had to do some slight modification there. The tip, I think, was only 14 bucks or something. So you stick that in there. This has a nice kind of sharpened blade on there, right? You pull the trigger here and that starts to heat up and just cuts this fabric like butter. All right, so I'll roll out the fabric here, right? And I have a pattern that is made out of a piece of the same 16 gauge sheet metal there, right? So this pattern here, 14.5 by 18 inches there. I just have a magnetic handle on this right here, so it's just easy to lift on and off. So I'm gonna drop this down right here. This edge right here is already cut there with the hot knife, so it's all singed. And I got this kind of rigged up here, right? I got like a little twist tie that I have that just keeps the trigger pulled on this, and you can see that that's burning off some old excess stuff here. It is nice to have some ventilation while you're doing this so you're not huffing in this stuff, right? So I'm just gonna come in right here with the hot knife and just start cutting right along this edge. And what I like to do is to pull the fabric while I'm cutting it, if you can, right? And I know you can cut this fabric on top of a piece of glass. A lot of people use tempered glass for cutting their fabric on top of instead of metal. I think the metal acts a little bit like a heat sink there, but it works pretty good for me and for what I'm doing. As you can see, that cuts pretty smoothly there. Next up is our green canvas that we're going to use inside there. All right, now that I've got the fabric cut, I'm going to do a little pre-assembly here of the parts. Now what I have here is I have a zipper that is cut to 14.5 inches. That's our short dimension there. And this here is a YKK zipper. This is a plastic zipper, UV resistant, used in a lot of outdoor and marine type uses there. You can also put in a metal zipper like this or a coil zipper. You know, I've been using this zipper here in a lot of my bags. And also, to install this, I am using a double stick tape. Now this is Sela tape here. This is 1/4 inch. And you can also get a double stick tape from Sailrite. That's really nice. So I'll show you how to assemble this. Here, I got the zipper here, and this is together. All right, again, this is a number 8 zipper, YKK. I'm just gonna run this little zipper head off here, right? And I'm gonna pull this zipper apart, right? And one of these zippers, one side of the zipper here is gonna be taped down on this side and the other one taped down right there. So first things first, I'm gonna take the 1/4 inch double stick tape and I'm gonna run this right along this edge right here. Right, just run that 1/4 inch tape right there. I'm gonna give that a snip. And now I'm just coming in with a hammer. You can come in with whatever you want. And since this is this synthetic fabric, it's a little bit hard to stick to. And so I'm really trying to adhere this adhesive to this fabric here and just giving this a little bit of pressure as I do that. Right, and now I'll peel this tape apart and carefully pull this back, and I'm trying to not pull this off of the fabric there, and sometimes it does, even a little bit right there. That's why I like to push it tight to the fabric. Now come in with our zipper, and I'm just going to start sticking this down, and I'm putting the zipper right up to the very edge there. And I'm pushing this down, sticking it down. getting the zipper nice and straight. Right, and again, I'm gonna push real hard on that zipper right there. All right, I'm gonna spin this around, do the same thing on this side right here. And all this is doing is just making this really easy when we go over to the sewing machine, that this doesn't have to be held all together with clips and that type of thing. It's all a nice package there ready to stitch. All right, so now those are down. Now I'm going to come back again with the tape, and now I'm going right on top of the zipper here. I'll push that down. All right, and I'll do same to the other side here. All right, now I'm gonna come in with the liner material here, the green. And I'm just gonna line up this short edge right here and just stick this right on top of that zipper there. Right, spin this around. Pull this off. And then now I just kind of lay this here, and before I stick it down, I just flatten this all down with my hands. Stick this right down, get that right on the edge there. So here's what that looks like from the side. So right now our zipper is sandwiched in between the two layers of fabric. All right, now one of my favorite machines here. This is the Consew 206 RB, and just an awesome machine there. And so what I'm running here is Tex 135 thread. It's a nice heavy duty thread. I can go up to 207 here in this machine, but this Tex 135 is just great for what I'm doing here. And the stitch length that I have set here is at about 4 or 5 millimeters there for the stitch length. And I am setting this up here right now with a zipper foot, right? So here is a regular type of foot there for the sewing machine, and I am putting in this zipper foot here so I can get close up to that zipper and it can press down on that material right there. So I'll just put this in real quick, and first thing I'm gonna do is back stitch about 4 stitches here. Right, and I got this tape on here. That's just a nice guide for 3/8 of an inch over from the needle here to the edge. Yeah, you can draw a line on there with a marker. Some people do that. I like putting a piece of tape. And then, right, I'm just gonna run this right along the edge there. Come to the end and do a few back stitches right here. All right, now I'll do the other side here. All right, now I'm gonna take the canvas here and I'm gonna turn this inside out and pull this zipper through. So now the zipper is gonna be on the outside, right? Got the zipper there. Pull this through, flatten that out. And what you have to kind of do is stretch this out a little bit. And so I kind of pull with my thumbnail there, and I kind of flatten this out, just like that. And push down on this. And then I come in with an iron on a low temperature here, because this is a synthetic product there, and I just give this a quick little press, same thing on the other side here. And this sunbrella is nice because you can get kind of a nice crease in this. And then come in now with the iron and just press that a little bit and get this ready for top stitching. And same thing, you can come in here on the bottom and give this a nice press. Aren't these nice colors? Boy, this green is just so vibrant. And this green and blue combination is just really nice colors. I like that, especially against this black zipper here. Okay, back here at the console, getting ready to do the top stitching, and I'm going to swap out the zipper foot here for the regular foot. So I'll pop this guy out and putting this one in right here. I'm going to come in and do this top stitching here. And again, I'm going to back stitch a few stitches. Now, this presser foot right here, on this edge, I'm just lining that right up with my folded edge there of the canvas, and that gives a nice distance off for putting a nice top stitch on here. And again, let's see, hopefully that's not blocked there by the camera. I'm going to do a few back stitches. Right, and now I'm just going to run this top stitch. Now this is a nice one. You know, you can speed through this with the machine, but this is nice to take your time and make this top stitching nice and straight. This is going to be seen on the top of the bag there. That's some of the beauty of this machine here, is that I have the speed reduction pulley on this, and you can really creep this machine. All right, now I'll top stitch the other side here. All right, I hope you guys are following along there and everything's nice and clear. Hopefully you got some popcorn rolling there. And so what I got is I got our outside, our top side up there, and I just have a stick here, and you can use a tape measure, and I'm just marking the middle of the canvas here. I'm putting a little Sharpie mark right here that I can see. That's right in the middle. And then right here again, I'm using my little quick marking stick here. And there's another mark in the middle right there. And now, the trick is to fold this in, right? And fold this in. And you want to be able to get this zipper head on right here. And sometimes you can just do it just like this, slide these together, and you want to get this lined up just nice, right? Sometimes it's easier to flip it, push the zipper down to the table, and then I push the zipper forward just like that, right? Now you can see that ended up one tooth off there, so I'm going to take that off and redo that. Sometimes it takes a few tries, but it's definitely doable. No big deal here. Right? I like to flip it over. I know I'm not giving a great view there. I'm kind of holding the fabric just like this with my fingers, and I'm pushing the zipper in. Right, so that's right on the money there. And now, right, take this zipper and slide it all the way through past the end and take it off, right? And now break this zipper chain again here on this side, and you're going to start this zipper again, right? So again, we want to get this nice and lined up there, and I think that's going on there, and that's really nice. And now you can see we got both ends together on this here, right? And we got our zipper deal in the middle. So now what I do is I push this about 3/4 of the way right there, and then I open the zipper back up right about to there, right? Perfect. And now this is where our little black marks that we put on right there come into play. Now I want the center of my zipper to line up with that mark, right? And I'm gonna push that down just like that. Our zipper is right on the mark there. I'm gonna come in with a couple clips, a clip right there, come in with a clip right there. Same thing on this side. I'm gonna line that right up with the Sharpie mark. All right, I hope you got some nice butter on the popcorn there. All right, a little clip there. And I like this. I like making popcorn on the wood stove. That's kind of fun to do that. All right, now here we go. You know what we can do with the zipper? Now that the zipper is on there, we come in with the hot knife here, right? Heat this hot knife up. Wait till this thing gets nice and piping hot, and then we're gonna come in there and we're gonna seal this zipper together, right? Now, since this is a plastic zipper, right? Look at that. We just melt the zipper together, just like that. We'll come in to the other side here. Right, same thing. Get this nice and hot, and we're gonna melt that zipper together. Right, just like that. All right, now the next part here is I got a little marking template here. This is 1.5 inches this way and 2 inches this way. And what I use this for is to come right in here to the corner, right? So it's 1.5 inches off of the folded side, right? And it's 2 inches from this cut side. And I just put that right in the corner there. And I come in with my Sharpie and I just make a little rectangle right there that I'm gonna cut out with the hot knife. All 4 corners here. And in this instance, it doesn't matter if you're using Sharpie here because you're going to be burning right along that line and cutting that out. Otherwise, I like using, some chalk. I use some soapstone there. All right, I am back on the metal tabletop, and I'm going to cut these corners out with the hot knife here. All right, sometimes you gotta kind of reach into the corner here. The next step is to make these loops right here and this handle. So I got a loop on either end of the bag, and that just makes it really nice for opening and closing the zipper there. And this handle here is just nice for carrying. So for this bag, I got some beautiful chocolate brown Latigo leather here. This stuff is just gorgeous. I'm making some other bags out of this here as well. But I'm going to come in with the strap cutter, and I'm going to cut a 1-inch slice right off of this edge right here. So just get that started just like that, and then just give this a nice pull, and this gives a nice even 1-inch strap there. Just like that. Super easy. Now I've got these little templates here for the handle. So the handle is 1 inch by 9 inches, and then the loops are 1 inch by 5 inches, and those get folded over to a 2.5 inch loop. So, right, I'll take this strap here, I'll cut one end nice and square there, and then come in with the template. All right, so there is our 9-inch handle there. And then here's one loop right there. And this just ekes out another loop right there. All right, a handle and 2 loops. All right, I got the old anvil out here that I made in a previous video there. This is just great. I've been using this so much for my leather working here. And I got this out because I want to put a logo. I just want to stamp my name into this leather. Now, I'm not big on logos, and even on this bag here, I got my name on this loop, and my name is facing down, but I just think it's a nice idea to have my name on the product there in case somebody wants to, buy a similar bag, But again, I'm not big on the logos. You're never going to see me with a big Nike shirt on or Tommy Hilfiger across my chest, right? All right, so crane right there. This is a great little stamping set there. And so I just got that lined up, and then I come in with the stamp there, get that nice and straight. Give that a thunk, right? And then I got the crane stamped right into the leather there. Perfect. All right, now what I want to do is I want to glue these loops closed, and that just makes it real easy for sewing there, right? I got the barge cement here. This stuff is just the bomb. Again, it's a little sticky. Make sure you got a door or window open there, a little ventilation, right? And I just like to come in and dab these ends just like that. All right, same on this end. Let that dry, or I like to come in with the heat gun because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait 10 minutes for this to set up. The idea is that it dries and it's contact cement there, and then you stick the 2 sides together. So I come in with the heat gun. Again, I bring the anvil in here, and I just fold these loops over just like that. I grab my soft hammer there, and I just give that a nice tap there on the end of the leather. All right, now I'm gonna set this up here for the sewing machine. So this loop right here, I'm gonna insert this right under the zipper with the loop end going in, and I'm centering this again on the little black mark there, and I'm centering it on the zipper right there. And then after I get that right on the zipper, I'm just using one of these clips here. Just come in right there and clip that just like that, and you're all set up for the sewing machine. All right, same with this one. Centering that right on the zipper. I even push the loop down just a little bit, right? I grab that, double check my center on there, and then come in with the clip, right? And now we're ready to head over to the sewing machine. Oh, there you are. Here's my cat hair. Sometimes I think she's wondering I'm making these videos like, who the heck is that guy talking to over there? He's just talking to himself all day. He's gone a little nutty. Okay, back over here at the console. And what I'm gonna do here, I got this tape here set 3/8 of an inch, from the center of the needle to the edge of the tape. So I'm gonna put a stitch right across this edge here, 3/8 of an inch in. I'm gonna stitch down here right across the zipper. That's the beauty of these plastic zippers here. You can just pierce right through it with the needle there. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put another stitch. So there'll be double stitching on this, make this real strong, right? So it goes through the zipper, goes through the leather, holds all that together. Nice and strong there. So first, as always here, starting with a little back stitch. And I get about that far right there, and I take my clip off, and I just get prepared to push this whole zipper and assembly under the walking foot there. Right through that whole zipper, the leather, the whole 9 yards. Come to the end here, do a little back stitching. And now I take this, I fold this, flip this around, and now I'm gonna put another line of stitching right down the edge here. Again, back stitch. All right, now spin around. I'll do the other side here. And it's time to insert the handle. Now, I like the handle on this end of the bag here where the zipper closes on that end. So here's where our little cutouts come in. So you can pry these open. They might be a little glued together from the hot knife there, but that is what you want, sealing those nice frayed edges, right? And see, we're just gonna open that mouth up right there, right? And we're gonna stitch right across that line. So we're gonna open up all 4 corners, just like this. All right, so we'll start with the handle side. And again, pull this open right to where these corners are, right here. And that makes a nice straight line across there. And then insert the handle. Now I'm putting the finished side this direction here, and the suede side towards this side of the bag, if you can see that. And then I'm lining this leather up right on the middle of that seam right there. Opening that up. And then again, come in with our clip and clip that just like that. And that's going to be our nice seam that we're going to stitch right there. Set this up on the other side of the bag. Get that handle nice and straight. Now this is a nice time to take your time and making sure that you're getting that handle in there nice and straight. I like to fold this flap down away from the zipper there, right? Again, come in with the clip right there, and that's ready to sew. You can also prep this side right now. Open that up, get that lined up. Come in with a clip. All right, I'm sneaking in here for the bird's eye view. And we're gonna stitch right across this. I'm lining this up right with my yellow tape there. And again, just starting with some back stitches. I'll pull the clip off there, get this nice and flat. And again, we got the leather in there, right? Make this nice and straight. Come all the way to the edge and back stitch a little bit right there. Come back to the edge again. Raise up, and now I come over and I flip over here and I put in a double row of stitching. All right, now that that's all sewn up, it is time to flip this bag inside out there. That's what this is. This is an inside out style bag. All right, and just get in there and push into the corners. All right, starting to take shape, starting to look good. All right, such cool colors too. Look at that Latigo leather there. Right? And then I give a little tug on these corners just like that. And look at that. Right? Super nice. All right, again, you got to go in there and push your fingers into these corners there to get out any little dimples there. All right, look at that. What a nice looking bag. Nice heavy duty canvas there. Got the handle, the two loops. All right, now time for one finishing touch. Okay, for a finishing touch on this bag, I like to put a little zipper pull on here, just something you can tug on. So what I've got here is a piece of paracord cut to 20 inches, right? And I'm gonna show you how to tie this cool little knot that you can use on any zipper, you know, on your coat or bag. But, right, so I put that through the hole there, right? And I have this even now, the two ends even. And I bring my finger up just like that. So the back of the zipper is up against the back of my finger. And then I have these two working ends right here, right? And so this working end right here, what I want to do, this is a diamond knot, I should say, right? So what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to roll the paracord away from me, right? So I'm rolling and I'm making a loop just like that, right? And then after I make that little loop, see that this is under this one here, and then just pinch with your fingers right there and pull this little loop right through. And then I take this working end, right, come around, come under this one right here, and I go through that little loop that I just pinched up right there, right? And this is a good time here to cinch this up a little bit. I'm just zooming in there so you can see this clearly here, right? And you can start to tighten this up just a little bit. And then this working end here, I come around and then I want to poke up right through the middle. So there, so see, I come around under this one here, under these two, and right through this middle hole right there. And then this working end right here, I want to go around this one right here, this string here that's right next to my finger, and then I bring this through and I poke this right up through the middle there. See that? So I'm bringing this around and right up through the middle of that hole. And then you grab these two ends and start to cinch this up, right? You can pull on both of these leads here, right? And this will start to tighten up. And then I take my finger out, and when we look at this, it looks a little bit of a mess right there. And so what you want to do is now you want to start taking the loose little ends there and start to tighten them up. And you'll quickly find, you know, which one goes where and how to tighten them up, right? And if you go the wrong direction on one of these, you'll quickly find out. And you can shorten or lengthen this loop there to whatever length you want, right? And then just give that a nice little pull, and that forms a nice little knot there, a nice little zipper pull. And now I'll go over to the hot knife and I'll cut this off. And now I've got the bag here on the edge of the table, and I'm just going to come in with the hot knife and just cut these two ends off just like that. And then I'll give this a little tap right there just to heat that, come in with my fingers and pinch that together, right? And you got a nice little sealed end there, and that just makes a really nice little zipper pull. All right, and there it is, a great little bag there. You could use it for all kinds of stuff, right? Throw your electrical tools in there. You could have a little kit put together where you have all this kind of stuff in there. And just an overall great bag that you could use for anything. Even throw this into another tool bag, right? You could have a few of these in there, but just a great little design. Or, right, put your shave kit stuff in there for traveling and that sort of thing. All right, right on, right on. If I did my job right there, you should be able to make this bag with no problem at all. I feel like I have all the dimensions in there, right? It's 14.5 by 18 on the fabric. The handle here is 1 inch by 9 inches. The loops here are 1 inch by 5 inches, folded over into 2.5 inch. The zipper is cut to 14.5. Even the little paracord zipper pull there, that's a 20-inch length, and then tie the knot and cut it down there, right? Just a great little bag. So you should be able to make that with ease there. And if not, you can always purchase one from me on my website, RightOn.com. I got these listed there. This one is really hard to keep in stock. This is the vintage wool blanket bag here, and those blankets are getting harder and harder to find, and what a cool bag this is. I really like these. So I'm trying to do my best to keep up with the orders. If you don't see a bag you want for sale, and maybe you see a picture of it on my website there, or you see one of these that you want, just message me and I'll make you a bag there. You can pre-order these bags, and I am cranking on them here in the shop, so feel free to message me and I'll get a bag off to you. All right, I hope you guys are great, and I'll see y'all soon. All right, right on.